In the lesson today, you're going to learn about similar terms. And before we talk about similar terms, we should first understand what a term is. A term can be a number, a variable, or numbers and variables combined by multiplication or division. Some examples of terms are n, which is a variable, 8, which is just a number, or in these last three examples, it's numbers and variables combined by multiplication and division. This is negative 5m, negative 5 times m. This is 3m to the second power. 3 is multiplying m squared. And then in this example, m divided by 8. Okay, so these are examples of terms. Now, there are two different kinds of terms that we are going to be working with. The first is called a numerical term. A numerical term is a term that has a number but no variable. Okay, right here 8, a number all by itself, is an example of a numerical term. Okay, numerical terms are also called constants. So that's what I'm going to put here in parentheses. This is called a constant. Okay, a number that's all by itself is called a numerical term or a constant. The other term is called a variable term. A variable term is a term that has a variable in it. Okay, so basically if you see a variable in the term, then it's called a variable term. If it's just a number, we call that a numerical term or a constant. In the next section, we're going to circle pairs of similar terms. For terms to be similar, they must have the same variable and the same exponent or power. Okay? For terms to be similar, they have to have the same variable and the same exponent or power. Okay, so let's circle pairs of similar terms. So my first term that I see here, 4a, okay, well, for a term to be similar to that, I'm looking for the same variable raised to the same power. Well, over here is my other a variable. 4a and 8a are similar terms. Okay, my next one, negative 3c, I'll put a box around that one. And again, I'm looking for another c term, okay, and over here is 2c. Negative 3c and 2c are similar terms. Here's negative 3b, okay, I'll put kind of a squiggly circle around that one, negative 3b, and again, I'm looking for another b term, which I see right here, 2b, okay, same variable raised to the same exponent. Okay, that leads me to this example right here. 2b to the third power is not similar to either one of these because it has a different power. Okay, so this one I'm going to put kind of like a triangle around it. All right, there's 2b to the third power, and the other b to the third power is over here, 8b to the third power. So they're similar terms. And then the only other terms that I haven't circled yet are my constants, the number 9 and the number negative 7. And constants we're going to underline, and you'll see why later on in the lesson. Okay, so again, for terms to be similar, you need the same variable and the same exponent or power. A typical term is going to have three parts. So here's an example of a variable term, 3a to the second power. Okay, there's three different parts here. There's the 3, the a, and that 2. Okay, well the 2, I know what that is. That's called an exponent. Okay, the 2 is called an exponent. And the a, the number, or the variable I should say in this case that's being squared, is called the base. Whatever is being raised to the power we call the base. And that leaves this 3 right here. The 3 is called the coefficient. Coefficient. Okay, a coefficient is a number that is multiplying a variable. If you see a number multiplying a variable, that number right there is called a coefficient. Okay, so in our box at the bottom here, we're going to identify these terms as either similar terms or not similar terms. And remember, we said earlier, for terms to be similar, they need the same variable and the same exponent. So looking at 3x and 3n, these would be not similar. And the reason why is because the terms have different variables. The terms have different variables. Notice that the coefficients are the same. They both had a coefficient of 3, but it's not the coefficient that makes them similar. Okay, and the next one, 2n to the third power and 4n to the third power, these would be similar terms. Okay, similar terms because they have the same variable and the same exponent. Same variable and same exponent. 7b to the third and 5b squared, these are not similar terms. Okay, and the reason why is because they have different exponents. They have different exponents. They have the same variable, but again, it has to be the same variable and the same exponent. Finally, 4a and 12. 4a and 12. Again, these are not similar. Okay, and the reason why is because 4a is a variable term, while 12 is a constant. 12 is a constant. Variable terms and constants are not similar. In the next section, we're going to combine terms that are similar. And the way that we're going to do this, okay, notice I've got all of these different expressions here. We're going to circle the variable terms and their signs. We're going to underline the constants and their signs. So let's take a look at number 1. I'm going to first circle all the variable terms and their signs. This is a positive 2a. Okay, and this is a positive 3a. Those are the only variable terms. I'm going to underline the constants and their signs. This is a positive 5 and this is a positive 6. Okay? Now that I've got my variable terms and my constant terms identified, I'm going to reshuffle. I'm going to reorganize this so that the variable terms go first. Okay, so I'm going to use the commutative property here. So I'm going to rewrite this as 2a plus 3a plus 5 plus 6. Variable terms in front, constants at the end. And now I'm going to combine the terms that are similar. So my variable terms, 2a and 3a, that makes 5a. 2a plus 3a is 5a. Then I'm going to bring down my constants. And then I'm going to combine them. Positive 5 and positive 6 is positive 11. So this gives me 5a plus 11. These two terms are not similar to each other. It's a variable term with a constant term. So that's as simplified as this expression is going to get. Okay, number 2, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to circle my variable terms and their signs. Positive 5a, positive 2a. Underline the constants, positive 3 and positive 2. Rewrite it. Variable terms first. 5a plus 2a plus 3 plus 2. And now combine. 5a and 2a make 7a. Bring down the constants and then combine. This is going to be 7a plus 2 plus 3 is 5. And again, variable terms and constants aren't similar. That's as simplified as it gets. In example 3, I'm going to circle positive 3h, positive 6h, and positive h. And I've only got one constant here, positive 6. Variable terms first, 3h plus 6h plus h, and then my constant 6 at the end. And now we're going to combine. I've got 3h plus 6h. That's going to make 9h. Bring down h plus 6. And I still have variable terms here that I can combine. 9h plus h. Well, when a variable is all by itself, it's understood to have a coefficient of 1. So this is the same as 9h plus 1h, which is going to be 10h. And then I bring down the 6. And again, that's as simple as it gets. Variable term, constant term. I cannot simplify any further. Number 4, I'm going to circle positive 10b and positive 2b. Underline the constants positive 3 and positive 1. And now rewrite. 10b plus 2b plus 3 plus 1. 10b plus 2b is 12b. Bring down the constants, and now we'll combine them. This is going to be 12b plus 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. And again, that's as simple as it gets. In the next section, we're going to incorporate some negatives into our similar terms. Okay, and remember, for terms to be similar, they need to have the same variable, and they need to have the same exponent. Okay, so here's an expression. Okay, negative 3m plus 5n minus 9 minus 7n plus 2m. Okay, and we're going to identify the coefficients and the constants, and we're going to state how many terms there are. Okay, Well, like we did before, I'm going to circle my variable terms that are the same. I've got negative 3m and positive 2m. All right, I'm going to put boxes around my other variable terms that are similar, positive 5n and negative 7n. And then I'm going to underline my constant and its sign, negative 9. Okay, so for the constant, there's only one, it's negative 9. The number all by itself is a constant. The coefficient, remember, is the number that's multiplying the variable. So looking here, this coefficient is negative 3. This coefficient is positive 5. This coefficient is negative 7. And this coefficient is a positive 2. Okay, a number multiplying a variable is a coefficient. Now all you have to do is count the terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are a total of 5 terms in the expression. Okay, underneath, okay, I've got positive 3a, negative 4a, boxes around positive 9b and negative 6b. Ooh, and I forgot a positive a there that I can circle, and underline the constant 7. So that's my only constant, 7. My coefficients are positive 3, positive 9. Remember, there's a positive 1 right there when the variable's all by itself. Negative 6 multiplying b, and negative 4 multiplying a. And again, just count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms in this expression. In the next section, we're again going to combine similar terms. So we're going to circle our variable terms. If there's more than one variable, we'll put circles around one set, boxes around another, and we'll list them alphabetically. We'll underline our constants like normal. Then we'll regroup, and then we'll combine our similar terms. Pay attention to the signs. Make sure that you also include the signs when you circle and underline. So I have negative 6a that I'm going to circle, and its similar term, negative 2a. I'm going to put boxes around negative 3b and negative 7b. I'm going to underline my constant negative 9. And now I'll rewrite it. Negative 6a minus 2a minus 3b minus 7b and minus 9 at the end. Remember their signs, okay? And now I'm going to combine. Okay, so this was a negative 6a and this was a negative 2a. The signs are the same, so you add them, which would make negative 8a. Now I'll bring down my b terms and my constant, and now I'm going to combine the b terms. So I'm going to have negative 8a. Again, these are same signs, so I'm going to add them, which is going to make negative 10b. So I'm going to write minus 10b, and I'm going to bring down minus 9. And now these variable terms are different, so I can't combine them, and I can't combine them with the constant, so that's as far as we can go. Look at letter B. I'm going to underline the constant, negative 18. I'm going to circle positive 3a. I'll put a box around negative 3c, a box around positive 7c, a circle around negative 8a, and underline positive 4. Rewrite them alphabetically. 3a minus 8a minus 3c plus 7c minus 18 plus 4. And now we'll combine 3a minus 8a. Well, again, that's a 3a and a negative 8a. They're different signs, so you have to subtract. 8 minus 3 is 5. And then it's going to be a negative because negative 8a has the bigger absolute value. So this is negative 5a. Now bring down the c terms and the constants and combine the c terms. So we're going to have negative 5a again. Negative 3c and positive 7c, different signs, so again subtract. 7 minus 3 is 4, and it's going to be positive because this has the bigger absolute value, so I'm going to write plus 4c. Bring down the constants and combine. So I'm going to have negative 5a plus 4c, and now this is a negative 18 and a positive 4. These signs are different, so you have to subtract. 18 minus 4 is 14. And then it's going to be a negative because negative 18 has the bigger absolute value. So I'm going to write minus 14. And this is as simple as this expression is going to get. Okay? So make sure that you pay attention to the signs. All right? When you circle and underline, make sure that you get the signs as well as the numbers. Okay? Pay attention to those signs. Same signs like over here. We add the absolute values. All right? Different signs like these examples here, we subtract the absolute values and we keep the sign of the number with the greater absolute value. Okay, so now you're going to go to page 7 and you're going to do some more practice. Watch those signs.